Thanks everyone for joining. This is Ajay. I'll be your host for today, and thanks for being part of this great camp, which has been enabled by some of the yoga and meditation masters. My name is Ajay Jindal. I'm part of the Hindu Temple of Dayton, and we are honored to have you all part of this session today. I would like to welcome Mr. Sandesh Ji here, who's right now with us from Cincinnati. Sandesh Samdaria is from Art of Living, and he is by profession an architect and an urban planner. He has a real estate business in Cincinnati and has been practicing meditation and yoga for the last 15 years. He's a faculty with the Art of Living Foundation since 2015, and we are honored to have him be part of this camp, and he'll go over yoga, pranayama, meditation, and share some of his views, thoughts, and we'll have an opportunity to do question and answer session with him. So please mute yourself, and I'll unmute when we'll be ready for Q&A session. And with that, Sandesh Ji, I'm going to pass it on to you, and you should be able to take it from here.
Thank you so much, Ajay. And thank you, Dayton, for organizing this. It's a pleasure to be a part of this session and contribute whatever I can. As Ajay said, I'm based in Cincinnati, have a bachelor's and master's in architecture and planning, and have been teaching and practicing meditation for over 15 years. So fortunate to have the group here this afternoon. I was also attending the session this morning. It was wonderful, enjoyed it. So, since all of us are doing yoga, I thought I'd definitely see what has been covered in the other sessions so I can tailor my session today. So I've tailored a little bit, but yeah, love to have you here. So let me just quickly we have about 29 participants. I'm assuming most of you guys are from Dayton. If you can put your cameras on so I can see you, and it's a little bit more fun to see who all is there and expressions and emotions, if any. Great, excellent. All right, Ajay, I'm going to ask you to unmute everyone, because I'm going to keep this session a little bit interactive, unlike maybe others, but I know it's going to be a little chaotic, but it's okay. So please go ahead and unmute, because this first part of the session, I would like to have someone, some of you guys share and contribute to the questions I'm going to raise today. So, and of course, people who feel like they could even chat in the chat box. That way we can all see what the responses are. Okay, so my first, go ahead.
Yeah, I want everyone to be able to unmute. So please unmute yourself when needed. That way we can minimize the background noise, but you should be able to do it from your side.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, so feel free to unmute yourself, speak out, and then mute yourself if you like to. But at least for the first 10 minutes, it's okay. I would like you to keep it unmuted. It's fine. Okay. All right. The question I'm going to raise here is, why are you all here? What is that brings you here? And what do you want to know about yoga today? So feel free to chat in the chat box, or just raise your hand and go ahead. Essential, I don't know. Essential phone, you raise your hand, so I don't know what that is.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just had to change my name. My name is Pratibha Prathe.
Go ahead, Pratibha.
Thank you so much for see, the thing is that we all are professionals, but sometimes we do not know who we are, and sometimes we have to have a self-realization, and self-realization can be only understood by somebody who has an experience with that. So I'm here for self-realization apart from what we are and who we are. Thank you.
Beautiful. Self-realization. Anyone else want to contribute? Go ahead, Pat.
Hey, I'm actually a teacher in Dayton City Schools, and I do some yoga stuff with my students. I don't call it yoga. I just call it stretching, because some of them aren't sure about the word yoga, or some of their parents think it's a religion or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of the physical parts of yoga, but I want to delve more into the mental parts.
Good. So
I'm
Pat
excited to learn
touches
about that.
upon two important things, the physical and the mental aspect of yoga. Great. So, right. Anyone else wants to add? One more person? Why are you here? And what do you mean? What do you understand by yoga?
There's on the chat, Sandeshji, Katie has added here, to be healthier in mind,
Excellent.
body.
To learn more. Yeah, to learn. Yep, to learn more and be healthier in mind, body, and spirit. I want to be more active with my young grandchildren. Excellent. Good answer. Very good answer. Anyone else?
Oh, okay.
All right. That sounds good. Okay. So you guys are all here to learn yoga. And, some of the answers are to be healthier and to have an integrated mind, body, and spirit. So pretty profound answers. But before we go into mind, body, and spirit, I'm going to introduce you all to what I call as the level of existence. So beyond mind, body, and spirit, there are other levels of our existences, like human existences, which we all should be aware before we get into yoga, pranayama, or meditation and seek the benefit of all these practices. So yeah, I think at this point we can mute all.
Yes, I'm gonna, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute everyone. That way we can minimize the background noise.
Excellent.
Oh, he's muted. You have to unmute yourself, Sandesh.
Yes, I got it. Thank you, Raviji. Yeah, so what I was talking about is understanding different levels of our existence beyond the obvious ones, which some of you guys have quoted in the chat here about the mind, the body, and the spirit. There are total of 7 levels of.
You're muted again.
Sandeshji, somehow you got muted. Can you
That's
try?
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to go, as I said, we're going to talk about 7 levels of existence. And through this session today, we'll touch upon these 7 levels in their own way. The first level of our existence is the grossest, which is our body. The second is the breath. The third is our mind. The fourth is intellect. The fifth is memory. The sixth is ego. And the seventh is the spirit, soul, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. So the reason we do yoga, meditations, and pranayams is to be able to sync in all these 7 levels and harmonize them. And one would ask, why? Why do I want to sync all these levels of my existence? Someone said in the chat here, I want to be healthier and happier and be more active. So the benefit of syncing all these 7 levels of existence and bringing them in harmony in one line in our existence allows us to be extremely aware of everything around us. And when you're aware, that is when you make the right decisions. You're more active, you are more healthier from all aspects, from the physical, mental aspect of life, right? And also from contributing, what you're contributing to yourself, to your family, to the society. So that is why it's very important to be aware that we sync or harmonize these through different practices of yoga, meditation, and pranayama. Okay. I talked about all these 7.
My name is Anjali Rao. Can you speak a little bit, 1 or 2 lines about, or whatever? Can you explain what do you mean by more awareness about the surroundings? It makes you more aware about the surroundings. Can you please explain what?
Yeah, I was going to have the question and answer sessions at the end for 15 minutes, but we can go.
Okay. Okay, that should be fine. Then
no, that's okay. I can quickly touch upon. I'll give you a quick example of more aware of about our surroundings. Everything we do with our friends, families, and colleagues at work, and our behavior affects our relationship with them long term. If you're not aware, any word you speak which is not appropriate will harm or will basically bother you and your mind for years, for sometimes days, weeks, and years to come. And what happens is when your mind is constantly thinking about that one incident when you said something which you should not have said something, or when you did something which you should not have been doing, when you did something wrong, whether it's your family, friend, or relationship, or colleagues at work, then that becomes an opportunity for the mind to regret. And when the mind regrets, it takes us into past. And the ultimate level of stress in the body comes when the mind is not in the present moment. When the mind is either in the past or future, usually past is associated with regrets and future is associated with anxiety and fear. What would happen? Would I make it? Will this person do it, or whatever, will my child graduate, or will I get the new job I'm looking for or I'm working towards, and things like that. So when the mind is either in the past or future, then it creates the disharmony in the 7 levels of existence I was talking about, because you're not present, you're not contributing towards playing towards your grandchildren or doing your work 100%. And that brings stress at the cellular level. Every cell of your body is actually now creating stress when the mind is, jumping back and forth with all the anxiety, fear, or regrets. And that's why it's important that bringing awareness. And if you ask me the question, how do we bring awareness? That is what we are here today for. So we'll experience some of the practices. And well, as I'm going through my session today, just observe the level of your awareness and attention, and see how it improves through certain practices. Okay.
So by aligning the 7 levels, you are trying to bring yourself and live in the present moment. Ultimately that is the goal? Is that correct?
You can say
so.
So
if
you can
live in
say
the present moment, then we are not regretting and we are not worried about the future either.
That is correct. Yeah. If you can live like a child in the present moment for every moment of your life, nothing like it. The least amount of stress, and then the problems associated with stress through your health, mental well-being, physical well-being, everything comes to that point onwards. It exaggerates when you have a lot of stress. It exaggerates, all the problems exaggerate.
Okay, thank you. Well put. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so any questions, please either put it in the chat or we can address them later, so we can have the benefit of everyone understanding the session, and then we'll have enough time for the questions and answers. I'll keep a tab of the time here. Okay, so when we talk about the 7 levels of existence, today I'm going to focus a little bit on the body aspect of it, the mind aspect of it. And the reason these two are something you can feel and experience today in our session, that's why I'm going to focus on that. But at the same time, as you experience the meditation and pranayama today, you will automatically see a subtle shift in the other 5 existence, in your intellect, memory, ego. All those levels will also shift towards better. So the body aspect is the asanas. You actually, if you attended the sessions this morning, they did a lot of asanas. Vijaya did amazing asanas. So I'm going to not do a lot of asanas, because some of the other sessions will also cover a lot, but we'll still do some asanas today. The reason for that is I would like you to take your attention deeper into yourself and redefine the definition of yoga. Yoga is a perfect blend of, yoga means union. In Sanskrit, yoga actually means union. It's a union of your mind, body, spirit, and the total 7 levels of existence. So we'll still do some yoga, so you can experience through my teachings of how we can observe these different 7 levels of existence. Okay, so whether seated or standing, you can just basically be wherever you are comfortable. I'm going to pull my chair a little bit aside here so we can do that. And Ajay, I'm going to put my microphone away, so hopefully you'll hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Excellent. All right. Sounds good. Perfect. Okay, Ajay, can you still hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
All right. Okay, sounds good. So if you're all watching me, so bring your hands up here and just start shaking your hands. Bring them up and shake them up. Down. On the side. As fast as you can. And just relax your hands, close your eyes, and observe any sensation in your hands or anywhere in the body. Take a deep, normal breath in. And slowly breathe out. And open your eyes. Did anyone feel any sensation in the body? You can just raise your hand. Okay. You see how you're just by certain body movements, you're able to see the flow of energy. The sensations you felt is basically flow of energy in your body. And with that flow of energy, your awareness is now towards your body. So this was just a quick rundown about bringing your awareness to the body. And over the next few asanas, we will also observe the breath along with every asana or asanas we're going to be doing. Okay. So interlace your hands if you can, like this, and then hold your thumb with your hand like this if you can. And just slowly raise it up. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bring that hand up a little bit more, stretching it up. Breathe in. And if you can't do it, just push your right hand with the left from the bottom and stretch it up as much as you can. Breathe in and breathe out. And now flip the other hand. Okay. So as you breathe in, bring your hands up and keep taking them up and feel the stretch throughout your lower back and shoulders. Breathe in and out and relax. So now bring both of your hands in front like this and keeping your palms towards you as much as possible towards you. Bring them towards you, okay? Okay, close your eyes, facing the hands towards me, and just slowly, gently rotate your hands right in front of you, keeping them straight, very gently. And as you breathe in, rotate your hands clockwise and counterclockwise opposite. And breathe out and breathe in. And keep your hands extremely straight and feel the stress in your hand for a moment. And relax. See, by bringing your attention to these parts of the body, you will see that all of a sudden you're feeling a flow of energy and both those body parts are being utilized. What happens is over time and period with work and responsibilities, we forget to have the prana or the life force energy flow through different aspects of our body, and then we get stiffnesses and shoulder ache and carpal tunnel syndrome and lots of other aches. Just your ability to allow the energy to flow different parts of your body so that you can keep them strong. And you know, the rule of thumb is if you don't use your body part as you age, you know, those body parts will say, I don't, you know, this body doesn't need me. So they start deteriorating. That's why constantly be able to keep them gentle motions, whatever you can, to keep them exercise your legs, hands, every aspect of your body. Okay, so we'll do a few more asanas here. So interlace your hands and bring them up. And open up your legs a little bit, just about a foot apart, and slowly turn on your right side. Breathe in and out slowly. And feel the stretch throughout your torso and the inner leg, the inner thigh of the leg you're bending towards. So feel that stretch. And as you breathe out, slowly come back up. Breathe in and go on the left side. Keep breathing slowly. Breathe out and come back up. So as you see, just a gentle stretch of your hands and bringing your awareness to different parts of your body, allowing that flow of prana, the flow of energy to be in that point, in those parts of the body, allows them to be flexible and available for you long term, right? So we're going to, let's see. Okay, we'll do one more intense hand stretch. So stretch your hands outside and then bring your fingers towards you and close your eyes and keep them like this as long as you can. If it starts hurting, then you can slowly bring them down, but keep them like that. Now slowly and gently start rotating them. Start rotating them. Very gently, just a gentle circle of like 2-inch diameter, making with your hands. And keep doing it. As you're doing it, you'll start feeling a pain in your shoulders, elbows, the forearm, right? That tells you how much you're stressed, those part of your body. Okay, relax. Yeah, so the purpose of taking you through these stretches is to allow you to bring your awareness to the level of flexibility, level of energy, level of prana, or level of, or basically reconnecting your body with yourself, to be aware. Many a times we are totally unaware, with 8-10 hours of sitting on the computer doing work or on the phone, we are totally unaware of these body parts and the way they are disintegrating so fast. We don't realize it until we do a stretch in the house trying to do something and we run, we break our back or we break our ankle, and that's when the doctors tell us. And the reason that happens is we have lost the flexibility to our body parts because of totally ignoring them over a long time. Prana, yoga doesn't have to be very complicated. It's basically, as you breathe in, taking your attention to those different body parts. And you can be your self-healer. I heard this morning, everything you need is within you. You just need to explore it and allow it to heal yourself. Isn't it? Yeah. So yoga allows you to heal yourself at all levels. You would be surprised how much power you have within you to heal all your ailments. You can be your own doctor. The ability to heal yourself through all these yoga asanas. I'm not going to go too much into the asanas in our session today because I would like to cover certain other important aspects of what is very essential and crucial is the mind and ability to harness that information and do these practices every day. You can go to any website or any book, any asana book, and you can learn a lot of asanas. I'm not here to teach you that today. I'm here to focus on how you can harness that practice in your day-to-day life, why it is so important. So the second aspect of our existence I'm going to talk about is mind. I'm going to ask you guys to close your eyes and think about everything you can think in your life except, go ahead and close your eyes. Let's all close our eyes. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Keeping your eyes closed, think about anything you want to think in your life except for a monkey hanging upside down with a hat. Relax and take another deep breath in. Breathe out. And open your eyes. Okay, so how many of you were able to, or were you able to think of any, were you not able to think of what the monkey? Very difficult, isn't it? Yeah, almost virtually none. So, we think that we have the capability to manage or manipulate our mind. You are going for the impossible. Mind is so complicated, and our assumption that I know I can handle my mind is very difficult. Just the simple example of me asking you not to think about that monkey hanging upside down doesn't, you can't even do that. It's so difficult. But there is a way to manage your mind. You guys want to learn about it? Yes?
Sure.
Okay, good. And it is in the power of breath. My session today is focus on breath and why breath is so important. Now think about the rhythm or pattern of your breath when you were very angry. You don't have to tell me, just think about a situation when you were very angry and how was your breath? Very fast, very rapid, isn't it? Okay. So now think about a situation in your life when you were very sad, struck with some major grief in your life. What was the rhythm and pattern of your breath? Very long sighs, correct? Almost a choking sensation in your chest and throat, isn't it? Yeah. Now think about a situation when you were just jolly with your friends, you're talking, chatting. What was the rhythm of your breath? Just light and normal, right? What am I trying to tell here? Very important aspect of today's session. Every emotion is associated with its own unique rhythm of breath in your body. Whether you like it or might not like it, the body will automatically create that rhythm. It is beyond your control. And why am I talking about emotions? You must be wondering, we are on a yoga session and why is Sandesh talking about emotions? That is the key thing. That is exactly what we started with. If we can manage our emotions and be aware of our actions or inactions, that will create the least stress in your life and be able to allow you to live your life fully, completely, richly. So going back to emotions, very important part of human being, emotions and the sensations which comes through these emotions. Pranayama, yoga, and meditation allows us to observe these sensations and emotions which come within us before they spring out in something which you would not want to say or not want to do and regret about it, right? So now, breath. You must be wondering, how is breath going to help me with emotions? You just heard me saying that every emotion has its own rhythm of breath. Now think about this. If we can channelize this breath, then we can actually, scientifically we can manage there's an inverse relationship. So every emotion has a breath associated with it. If we can manage our breath, then we can manage our emotions as well. Right? So, you heard this many times in movies or even in friends. If you're angry, they will, or your parents or friends would say, just, take a deep breath in, count to 10, and then say whatever you want to say, right? The reason is when your awareness comes to the breath and the breath becomes lighter and normal in the 10th breath they talk about, your mind automatically calms and your emotions are calmer and the actions are much based on a good intellectual conversation within you, so you won't have to regret about it, right? It's like, our body or us, we are like that kite flying in the air. And with all the turbulence and the weather turbulences in that air, the kite is going all over the place. The one thing which keeps the kite down or stable is the string. The breath is almost like that string which is holding that kite stable in the turbulences. And you would be surprised. Scientifically, it is proven that 90% and above toxins in your body accumulated through stress, through work, through food, through junk food, whatever, through your habits and patterns, can be released just with breathing correctly. It's amazing. All the problems you have in your body can just be thrown out with 90% of those toxins can be thrown out with breath alone. It is so powerful. And yet we ignore it so much. The only time we know is when we have to run after something or someone, after a grandchild, then we realize, oh my God, I just ran out of breath. And we have the breath was the first action of our life. And that's going to be the last action of our life. And we still ignore it so much. It's within us, it's there. But we have no awareness towards it. Are you aware how you're breathing right now? What is the pattern of your breathing? Yeah? So lots of talk. We'll now experience some breathing techniques and really experience the benefit of breath, so that after this session today, you can start practicing and being with your breath to see how it transforms your mind and emotions and ability to do things which you would not have a chance to regret in future. So we'll do two simple breathing techniques, and before we get into that, we call them as pranayams. Pranayam. Prana means life force energy, and ayam, A-Y-A-M, it means channelizing. So with breath, we will be channelizing our life force energy to become more centered and more aware, right? So the first pranayam is very simple. Have you ever drank anything with a straw? Yes, right? So imagine you are holding a straw in your mouth and blowing air out of it. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just make a small, as if you're holding a straw and do. Okay, all right. So take a deep breath in. And straw breath out as per your own pace. Take another deep breath in. And breathe out with a straw. Now close your eyes, okay? And now this time around, start observing any sensation in the body and becoming aware of any thoughts in the mind as you do that, okay? Close your eyes, take another deep breath in, and breathe out as if you're holding a straw, slowly and gently. Take another deep breath in, and do the straw breath again. Take one more deep breath in and do the straw breath as slowly as you can, keeping your eyes closed. Relax your arms and shoulders and open your eyes. How many of you feel you are more connected right now with me and being aware of what's happening around you? Yeah, isn't it? Just 6 straw breaths and your awareness is in the present moment, so much so. That's the power of breath. Now we're going to do a very energetic breath technique called as bellows breath. So in the olden days, the bellow used to pump air so we can forge metal into, swords and everything, right? So you know what I'm talking about. So the bellow used to pump air like this with that air thing. So we're going to do that technique called as bellows breath. And you'll just observe me first. That way you can do it properly. Okay. So you're going to keep your hands by your shoulders, just gentle loose fist, very gentle loose fist by your shoulders. And as I say, breathe in, you're going to raise your hands up and open them up. Hold on 1 second. Okay, as I say, breathe in, raise your hands up, and you will open your hands up. And as I say 1, to the count of 1, you bring them back forcefully. And now this time around coming down, you breathe out with your nose. So just observe me, okay? Okay, you might need a tissue. If you can grab a tissue around you, that would be helpful. Okay, everyone got it? Okay, very good. So the bellows.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure,
So
go ahead.
right now, your belly and below your chest and all is not involved. Just your nose part is involved, right?
The upper thorax, only your upper lungs are involved with the bellows breath. So basically, yeah, don't worry about your belly and putting pressure on it or jerking it out, whatever. You just
right. And you are sitting in Sukhasana, right?
You can sit however you want to sit. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. All ready? So now listen. Now, after this moment, you're going to close your eyes for next 15 minutes because right after the bellows breath, I'm going to lead you into 3 counts of chanting Om and then into meditation. Okay. So just sit comfortable wherever you are, the best comfortable position you can sit in for the next 15 minutes with your eyes closed. Okay. All right. And close your eyes. Don't open your eyes no matter what the urge is. Don't worry about anyone and nothing won't happen to you also. I guarantee, I promise you. So just don't open your eyes because when you open your eyes, you lose the experience and you lose you lose your awareness. So just keep your eyes closed as much as possible, please. Okay. All right. Everyone bring your shoulders bring your hands by your shoulder blades. Loose fist, just gentle loose fist. Close your eyes. Close your fist. Everyone close your fist. Yeah. Take a deep normal breath in yet. Just a normal breath in and breathe out. And for bellows breath, with the count, breathe in and 1. In, 2. 3. In, 4. In, 5. In, 6. In, 7. In, 8. In, 9. In, 10. In, 11. In, 12. In, 13. In, 14. In, 15. And relax, keeping your eyes closed. Don't open your eyes, keeping your eyes closed. Put your hands on your knees, palms facing the sky in Mahamudra, keeping your palms open to the sky. And now just observe the flow of energy in your body. Keeping your eyes closed. Let's do one more round of Bhastrika or bellows breath. Bring your hands loose fist by your shoulder blades again. Take a deep normal breath in. Breathe out normally. For bellows breath, with full force this time around, with full enthusiasm, 100%, being your 100%. Breathe in and up and down. In, 2. In, 3. In, 4, in, 5, in, 6, in, 7, in, 8, in, 9, in, 10, in, 11, in, 12, 13, 14, in, 15, and relax, keeping your eyes closed, hands on your knees, palms facing to the sky, and just become aware of any sensation in the body. Keeping your eyes closed, take a deep normal breath in, and slowly breathe out. We'll chant Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in for Om. Om. Take another deep breath in. Om. Take another deep breath in. Relax your body, relax your shoulders, keeping your eyes closed. Just let go any effort. Bring your awareness to any noises in the surrounding. Noises from your air conditioning fans, from children in the background or family members in the background. Become aware of all the noises, birds chirping or cicadas chirping. You are in one with the environment around you. Just accept all the noises. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Become aware of your body. Your body is a beautiful gift given to you by the nature, by God. Honor it. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your mind. Do not resist any thoughts. Good thoughts or bad thoughts, let them be. Embrace all the thoughts. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Bring your awareness to your emotions. Pleasant emotions or unpleasant emotions. Just be with them. Bring your awareness to any sensation in the body. Your knees may be hurting or your back is hurting. Don't worry about it, just be with it. Accept all sensations as it is. Relax your body more and more. Let go any effort. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. You are peace. You are joy. Let go all efforts and just relax your body. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out. Bring your attention back to any sensation in the body. Bring your attention back to any emotions. Bring your awareness back to your mind, any thoughts. And bring your awareness to any noises in the surrounding. in your room. Relax and let go any effort. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly and gently, keeping your eyes closed, you may wiggle your neck, rotate your shoulders, and keeping your hands on your eyes. When you feel complete, you may slowly and gently open your eyes. Okay, welcome back. Okay, Ajay ji, we can unmute, or you can allow people to unmute themselves. We'll take questions, but
Yes.
quickly, yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So thanks, Sandesh ji. So you should be able to unmute. We have two questions before we start with the open questions. There is one question from Sayed Ji's. Initially, he said, "What is the role of consciousness?"
What is the role of consciousness? Consciousness is what it is. It doesn't have any role to play. It is what it is. What is the role of is? Being is not a role. Being is just being. When you say I'm being, meaning it's just there. It is all encompassing. Every action, inaction is just part of the consciousness. We tend to think our mind is very limited, narrow, based on our experiences through these senses. We tend to think that, this is Sandesh, this is body, this is my house, this is Raviji, this is Ajay. In a larger scope, it's consciousness is just a being where everything is all encompassing. It's these bodies and forms are manifestation within the consciousness, which we try to characterize or put a name or era, date, time, space in it. When in fact, it is way simple, at the same time, very complicated in its being. And the best way to experience or get that answer is to practice meditation. When you go deepest into the meditation and, as I was saying again and again, let go any effort, just relax everything. That is when you'll be able to experience the deepest silence in the consciousness. And you are consciousness. You don't have to experience it. It's there. You just have to uncover all this chatter in your mind, body, ego, intellect, memory, to get and experience that.
Excellent. Thank you. Sayedji, hope that helps. And if there is any follow-ups, we can always do that separately with Sandeshji. So thank you for that question. There was another question from Charlene. I think, Charlene, you were asking, what is the meaning of Sanatana? I'm assuming that is Sanatana. You did respond a bit there. So I don't know if Sandeshji, you have anything to add, or Raviji, I'll open it up to both of you.
I'm going to defer that question to Raviji on Sanatan.
Yeah, what this means, Charlene, we can talk at detail later, but what it means is eternal. So the Hindus believe that we are divine, we are part of divine. It was always there, will always be there. So that is the journey that we have. That is our Purushartha, to get to know that, to feel that divine within us. We said divine is everywhere, but we don't see it. So that's the journey. That's what yoga, meditation will take us to that level at some point in our life.
Excellent. Thank you, Raviji. Any other questions?
I have a question. Are there any restrictions? Who can do Bhastrika and who cannot?
Good question. Very good question. Thanks for
Yeah.
asking. Yes. Usually people with all kind of shoulder issues will not be able to do it completely. What I suggest is, and I forgot to mention that at the beginning of my talk, is, with yoga and meditation, there's only 3 simple rules. One is do only as much as you can. So if Sandesh is able to stretch his hand all the way up and bring it down with forceful breath, you can only do as much as you can, or you should only do as much as you can. You don't have to compete. In yoga meditation, there's no competition. It's you stretching your limit. And then what I say is do a little bit more than what you can. You stretch yourself a little bit more to be able to explore your possibilities. So that's one rule. Second rule is always be aware of your breath, right? And the third rule of yoga is keep smiling.
Yes. People with hypertension, they should do this Bhastrika a little bit slowly, right? Or it doesn't matter.
As I said, it really, your body is the doctor for most of the questions. You will know it that, I took 2 rounds of Bhastrika today of 15 each. You could do 3 rounds, you could do 4 rounds. Your body will know it. You will feel the fatigue, or you will feel the tiredness, or you will feel very energetic. I would not recommend doing more than 3 rounds of Bhastrika at any given point in time. You can do it twice a day. The reason is it is very powerful breath. It energizes virtually every cell of your body, and we almost call it like a coffee equivalent, or even powerful than a coffee kick. You will feel it right after Bhastrika. You will feel very energetic. So I would say don't do more than 3 rounds of 15 each, and not more than 2 times a day.
If I do it at a lower speed, like when you take a breath very, very sharp, and you bring your hands up, and then suddenly you bring your hands down, right? So if I may do it little bit slowly, will that make the difference in what we are trying to achieve?
The Bhastrika, you want to do full breath if possible. But once again, full breath is very subjective. So you want to do as much as you can handle. After 15 breaths, you will feel your hands and shoulders will kind of, if you feel that you are not tired enough, so next time when you do it a little bit more forceful.
My concern here is about the speed, the timing. I can take the deep breath and exhale for a long time. That is everything perfect. But taking the breath fast, exhale speed.
Meaning this one.
Yes.
Okay, you don't want to do it too fast. You want to take a complete breath in, pause for literally like 1/10 of a second, and then breathe out.
Okay.
So you do.
Thank you, everyone. In the interest of time, we're going to keep. There are a couple of questions.
Thank you very much. Very well said. And that consciousness, you put it in a very well manner. I really liked it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And what we'll do is we'll follow up with the couple of questions which are in the chat. I think we have a second session which is ready to start. So I'll really appreciate if you guys can stay with us in terms of keeping on time. And I want to, before I switch to the next topic, I want to thank Sandesh ji for being part of this session here, for his insightful and profound knowledge. I think the techniques that he has shown with some experiments that we can do, the flow of energy, the prana, I think it will something that will continue to hopefully benefit from. So thank you, Sandesh ji, for joining.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Ajay.
Thank you. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and we will go to our next host here. So give me 1 second and let me know when you guys can see it.
Yeah, just want to tell everybody that this is a flavor we are giving you in this weekend. Many different ways of doing yoga and pranayama meditation. And so this is not really teaching you actual yoga, but this is something to give you an idea that there are so many ways to do it. And we have so many trained and learned people in our area, in Dayton, Cincinnati, and anywhere, and you can take advantage of that. So anyone that you feel you can connect to, you let us know and we'll connect them to you. Or their websites are there and available, like Sandesh ji is from Art of Living. So you can always go on the website and contact him that way.
I'm going to make a note of my number. Feel free to call me, anyone, please. So this is my cell phone number in the chat box. So feel free to call me if you need.
Thank you, Sandesh ji, for providing the contact there. And with that, you should be looking at our next speakers. And I want to invite, this is my profound pleasure to have Shubhra ji. Shubhra ji is, and Shivank Agarwal ji, both are part of the Brahmakumari organization. And starting with Shubhra ji, I know her personally, and I have had extreme pleasure of learning from her, just being in her presence. She has a dual master's degree, has been a practitioner, third generation practitioner in the family, and a teacher of Brahmakumari. She's the director of Ohio branch of Brahmakumari organization and has been practicing Raja Yoga meditation for more than 25 years. She's also the regional coordinator for the Brahmakumari Environmental Green Initiative. And we are proud to have her as one of the trustees of Hindu Temple of Dayton. She's a Daytonian, and personally, thank you, Shubhra ji, for being part of this and taking the time to share with us about Raj Yoga with the community here. Also, we have Dr. Shivank Agarwal, who is a cardiac anesthesiologist and a co-founder of Global Institute of Mind, Body, and Wellness. He has been practicing Raj Yoga meditation with the Brahmakumari for over 20 years and has conducted a number of self-realization, positive thinking, wellness workshops locally and internationally. Both of them are experts in this field, and we are proud and honored to have them. And with that, I would like to invite them. You should be able to unmute yourself, Shubhra ji and Agarwal ji. Please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you, Jindal ji. I guess it will be Shubhra. This is Shubhra who will be speaking first, and I'll be following her. But I appreciate the kind introduction. Thank you very much for that. And thank you for inviting us to be part of this wonderful program that you have put together. I look forward to the rest of the session.
Thank you. All right, Shubhra ji, are you able to, let me see if I can. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya, Ajay Bhaiya. You are just always, in the forefront of doing things for the community. You've always helped us even when we had a big program here. So you are an inspiration for all of us. Really appreciate what you do for the community and for me personally, you've done in the past. Thank you so much. Today we are going to start the healing power of Raj Yoga meditation, this presentation. I'm Shubhra from Brahmakumaris organization. And this afternoon, we will learn Raj Yoga meditation in extremely condensed form by looking at the nature of thoughts, the kind of thoughts we entertain in our mind, and how thoughts affect us, and how we can heal our mind. We will then have Dr. Shwetank Agrawal present his scientific explanation on this topic, and then in the end, all of us will do a short meditation together. So what is meditation? Meditation is a spiritual journey, a positive quality way of life. Being spiritual means living a life of values in your interaction with others. It means taking care of your mind and nurturing a wholesome approach to life. So how do we define meditation? As the dictionary defines meditation, means to reflect upon, ponder, contemplate, to plan in the mind. It has two Latin roots. One is meditare, means to think about, consider, reflect, or medri means to look after, heal, or cure. So it's almost like there is a small hurt or injury of negative thoughts, depression, sorrow, anything like that on the surface of the mind. And we can heal it with meditation. Just like the body is cured by medication, we cure the mind with meditation. So Raj Yoga meditation is thought-based. As you all know, that thoughts come in the mind. So mind becomes an important aspect of Raj Yoga meditation. Mind's most essential function is to create thoughts and ideas. And it is through these thoughts that mind desires and experiences feelings and sensations. So it can be safely said that every thought has a feeling associated with it. So to begin to learn Raj Yoga meditation, we must first understand the nature of thoughts. Because Raj Yoga meditation depends on thoughts, that is active thinking. While we are performing the meditation, we are actively thinking. So we define thought as the energy excuse me, sorry about that. I have some problem with my throat today. So we define thought as the energy of the mind. We can consider every thought as a drop of energy, the energy of consciousness. The mind is always thinking, but what percent of the day you are even aware that you are thinking is the question. We feel that mind's job is to think, and we can continue to think whatever we want in our minds, but we need to realize its implications. It's important we realize that. So thoughts have been broadly classified into four main categories. It is helpful that we describe thoughts as being on a spectrum from the highest to the lowest. So we will be talking about the four main categories. Positive thoughts make you feel good, make others feel good, and they generally bring benefit to oneself and others. So the good example would be giving a gift of respect and love to someone. or wishing someone well in their projects, or complimenting others of their specialities. All of these come under the umbrella of positive thoughts. Then we go to the other extreme, negative thoughts. Those thoughts do not make you feel good. They make others feel uncomfortable or worse. And they generally cause harm to the self or others. Some examples of negative thoughts are typically animosity, selfishness, anger, greed. Then we have mundane thoughts, mundane or necessary thoughts, which include factual thoughts or thoughts that are needed for everyday activities. For example, remembering phone numbers of people we know, or thoughts for cooking and cleaning or picking up children from school. All of these come under mundane and necessary thoughts. However, we can color these thoughts with negative or positive feelings. And finally, we have waste thoughts. Those thoughts which waste one's time and energy. A very good example of this is regretting. Some other examples are speculating, worrying, wishful thinking, and especially thinking useless and unnecessary things about others, such as keeping the past of someone in mind. In meditation, we are concerned mainly about waste thoughts, as they can occupy as much as 97% of an individual's mind. So now the question is, how many thoughts we create in a second? Does anyone know that? This is we think and think throughout the day, throughout the night, in our dreams, but we are really not truly aware that we are thinking. How many drops of what kind of this energy of the mind or energy of consciousness are we accumulating inside the mind? Thoughts are immensely powerful. I would like to say beyond powerful. As we think about ourselves, so we experience thoughts as feelings. In other words, feelings follow thoughts. So there's some more facts about thoughts. We get approximately 40 to 50,000 thoughts per day. Almost one thought every 2 seconds. We generate vibrations constantly from our mind based on the type of thought. So positive thoughts will give positive vibrations and negative thoughts will give negative vibrations. These vibrations are emitted constantly, even when we are asleep, depending upon our thoughts and dreams. These vibrations, which are emitted from the mind, flood the atmosphere around us and also reach the person it's intended for. So some more facts about thoughts. Wherever our attention goes, the energy of the mind or consciousness flows and the thought grows. So if you're having a negative thought, which is of concern or a waste thought, and when we keep giving it more and more thoughts associated with the same thought, we'll find that we are making this energy huge. And sometimes it's very difficult to even get out of that whirlpool of negative energy. Positive, peaceful thoughts have higher wavelength because they're longer. And those who have had science background will understand the sinusoidal wave, the S wave, And between any two troughs or two crests is considered to be a wavelength, and bigger the distance, longer the feeling of peace or happiness or silence, even healing, all of that comes under that category. Negative, sorrowful thoughts have very short wavelength. And the reason is because many thoughts come from all directions when we are negative. Our mind is all jumbled up with thoughts, and they all come and superimpose on each other. Hence the wavelength is very, very short, and we feel peacelessness. So some other facts about thoughts. Quality and quantity of thoughts are inversely proportional to each other. Better the quality of thoughts, which is if the thoughts are positive, powerful, pure, peaceful, less is the quantity or number of thoughts, and more the feeling of peace, silence, and healing. So now the question is, how do we manage our thoughts? So this is really very crisp and very short. How do we manage thoughts? In meditation, in the Raj Yoga meditation, we manage thoughts by cultivating a proactive state of mind. We change our thinking. When negative or waste thoughts occur in the mind, then we use the tool of SOS. Stop, observe, and steer. We need to step back and simply observe the energy of our mind manifesting in those thoughts and feelings. Then consciously, we steer our mental energy, meaning the thoughts, in a more positive direction by creating an anchor thought. What is an anchor thought? Anchor thought is a thought which we deliberately create in our mind. We can choose an anchor thought to replace a waste or negative thought by a positive, pure, powerful, peaceful thought which can help us throughout the day. Think about the anchor thought. For example, we can think, so we will experience. We experience thoughts as feelings, as we already know. So very good example would be, peace is within me. I am a loving being. Or I am peace. Or I am happiness. Or I am experiencing that. And you will start to experience peace and happiness and love from within yourself. A feeling of peace and love will start to emerge in your mind, because as is your thought, so is your feeling. So this is, in short, the first step for learning Raj Yoga meditation, is how to manage our thoughts. We need to understand both spiritual and scientific perspective to get a holistic view on this topic of healing power of Raj Yoga meditation. I have already talked about, in very short, the spiritual perspective. And now we will have Dr. Shwetank Agarwal to talk about the scientific perspective on this topic. And once he's done, then we'll go over a short, brief meditation together. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Shibraji. Shivankji, you can unmute yourself.
Om Shanti. In Brahmakumaris, we use this phrase almost as a greeting, but more than that, it is an expression of who we really are. Sometimes we have heard very complicated meanings of the word Om. In a way, it is the universal chant, but in its most simplified form, it really means I am. And Shanti means peace. So just a moment back, a little presentation that Sister Shubhra gave to all of us about the power of thoughts, and especially the anchoring of thoughts. When you anchor your thoughts in one thought, and especially if it's a very powerful one, it can transform your life. So what we try to do in our practice of Raj Yoga is try to anchor in this powerful thought of Om Shanti, that I am peace. You know, often we have so many different labels and identities that we like to attach ourselves to. And all of these take away a little bit of our energy, and eventually we are left with very little, which leads to our tiredness and frustrations and all the problems that you can think of. But if we can stabilize ourselves truly in the meaning, in the experience of Om Shanti, then our lives will become very beautiful. So let us together, not necessarily chant as word, but really in our minds, say Om Shanti, and in our minds, try to experience Shanti, that is peace, as the true essence of our being, true identity of the self, as peaceful beings. I know there is so much of chaos in the world out there, but for a little bit, forget that if you can't, just for a little bit, and bring yourself to one single awareness of you as a peaceful being. That's it. Nothing. Nothing else. See how it feels. Sister Shubhra was talking about the sinusoidal waves. Yeah, try to feel as if as you're saying Om Shanti in your mind, as you're experiencing Om Shanti in your mind, feel as if a sinusoidal wave of peace beginning to flow from the top of your head to the tips of your toes and back again. See, that is the essence of Raj Yoga in a way. And you will get more experience of this meditation at the end with Sister Shubhra. But I have been tasked with bringing a little bit of scientific perspective to all of this. Yeah, so spirituality is not anti-science. I truly want to drive home this point. In other words, meditation in general, and especially Raj Yoga in the past 20 years of my practice and trying to really dig deep into it, I'm realizing that it's actually very scientific. And as Sister Shubhra was mentioning, that the very basis of Raj Yoga is thoughts. So our thoughts have a tremendous effect on our bodies. And now we are realizing this from the point of view of medicine, where we use a phrase which has really become pretty popular, even in common masses, called a psychosomatic. Yes, if you break this word down, psycho comes from psyche, that is mind, and somatic, the soma comes from the word, these are Latin words, it means body. I remember 25 years back when I was in medical school, and especially when we would be reading pathology, that's where we would be learning about how diseases happen. And there used to be a little bit mention of the psychosomatic illness in general. And there were only a few diseases where we would hear this term come, like rheumatoid arthritis, maybe even diabetes, etc., etc. But now we are realizing 25 years ahead of that moment now that every illness on this planet has a psychosomatic element. What that means is that when the mind is not happy, the body cannot be healthy. So now if we want to make the body healthy, we have to make the mind happy. And the mind cannot be happy unless it is stabilized in peace. And that's what Raj Yoga does. It stabilizes ourselves, or the person who is practicing, in the essence of who we are, that is peace. And I can tell you, instead of me going too much into the science, which Sister Shubhra cautioned me that that we don't want to lose people into a lot of scientific jargon, but I want to share that I've seen it with my own eyes, in the past many years of my practice. Especially when I came to the United States, initially back in India, I thought all the illnesses are because of lack of healthcare, all these various drugs and procedures and lack of money, lack of funding. And I thought maybe in the US it'll be a different scene. There is abundance of everything, but actually I found there's more illness here. And so when I started practicing, when I was actually training in anesthesiology, I used to see a lot of chronic pain patients, and many of these were cancer patients. And I used to sit, although there wasn't that much time, I would sit with them for quite a while, taking extensive histories. And then I found that invariably, I'm telling you, that all of these people with chronic back pain, chronic pain syndromes in general, or even cancers, there are certain cancers which I remember so well. And right now too, I don't know, maybe the newer editions of pathology books may say something different, but certain cancers like kidney cancer, would happen at the age of 40 to 50. I was seeing them at the age of 20, 22. And so where is the problem? How is this happening? What is the reason for this increased burden? It's not just increase, it's like a ginormous burden of illness that we're seeing around us in medicine in general. So I found that each of these patients had something that was going on in their lives. Yes, maybe an abuse during their childhood, maybe bad parenting, maybe even spouse abuse or domestic violence. And people begin to internalize all that suffering for many years, and that gets expressed out in the body as illness. So if we want to be healthy, we have to figure it out for ourselves, how we can be peaceful, how we can be stable. And this is really the basis of what we call as quantum healing or quantum medicine. And I never really understood this before coming to Brahmakumaris and really going deeper into the understanding of what it really means. And what it truly means is that the thought is the smallest element, if you will, of the mind. And if we can somehow figure out how to fix the thoughts that come in the mind, each thought, that we can make them at the highest quality of vibration, then we can transmit that vibration through each and every cell of our body, helping it heal. So if we want to heal ourselves, we'll have to do that. I can tell you from many different experiments that I have seen in the past many years, and I have been involved in few, but there's this whole field of mind-body medicine. There's a whole field of contemplative neurosciences, or psychoimmunology, psychoneuroimmunology, and many different names. But what we are finding is that at every point that our thoughts can change everything in our body. So not just functionally, but structurally as well. And there is one very important experiment that was done at the in Philadelphia, at the University of Philadelphia, and by a very famous scientist, in which he took people who are, meditators. There were many of these were Buddhist monks, and he did scans of their brain, and these are specialized scans. These are functional MRI scans, or even some of them were positron emission tomography scans. And so he would scan them before the meditation practice, and then after that, and he found phenomenal changes in the activity of the brain with meditation. And one of the most interesting things that he found was that the front part of the brains got lit up after meditation, and the side of the brain and a little bit inside the side, which we call as the temporal and the parietal lobes. This part is called this frontal and prefrontal. So the frontal and prefrontal got lighted up, that is the activity increase, and the temporal and parietal lobe activity decrease. So temporal and parietal lobes are very involved in spatial time orientation, whereas the front is very involved in higher functioning. So what they really deduced after that was that when we meditate, our higher functioning increases. So we are able to function at a much higher level, in other words, and at the same time, the constraints of time and space, which constantly create stress for us in our lives, decreases. So we are able to rise beyond these constraints, rise beyond these stresses of day-to-day life, and yet be able to deliver at a much higher level to the society, to the world. And while we're doing that, we are also able to serve family members and our loved ones in a much better way. Yeah, that's what Raj Yoga meditation can do. It can heal us from the top of our heads to the tip of our toes. I know I was sharing about this in the morning session that we had we were doing a collaborative session with the Brahmakumaris in United Kingdom. And there is, some of you probably may know or may not know, the head of the Brahmakumaris, who's no longer in her physical body now. She passed away 1 year back. Her name was Dadi Janki. So we were kind of celebrating in a way, or giving tribute, if you will, to her life. And we were talking about how all through her life, she went through so many physical illnesses, from pulmonary tuberculosis at a very young age, to tuberculosis of her spine, which almost left her bedridden, to severe coronary artery disease with near total blockages in all the three major arteries. And she ended up living till the age of 103, 104. Many times I would think that the next morning she may not even last. She would be in so much pain, because one time she came to Peace Village. We have a very beautiful retreat center in the upstate New York area. And she had come there, and I was helping her as a physician through her medical ailments. And she was really in distress that night. And I thought maybe she may not last through the night. Maybe we won't see her in the morning. But the next day morning, I saw that she was totally active. She was in the meditation class, giving her lectures, discourses, and whatnot. And in fact, very soon jetting around the world again. So what I mean to stress upon here, and I hope I can drive this home for everyone, is that now even scientifically we are understanding that when we can fix our thoughts, when we can fix our consciousness, then we can fix matter, and that is our body. So if we want to be healthy, then we'll have to work at the level of the mind, and that's what Raj Yoga does. I think we are very close to where I was supposed to stop. And I can go on and on with all these scientific basis, but I think this is the right time for me to stop, because I know Sister Shubhra has a meditation for all of us. And after that, we can field some questions for all of you. Is that right, Sister Shubhra?
That's right. Absolutely right. So we are going to now go into okay. So we're going to start with, thank you, Shwetank Bhaiya. That was beautiful, short and crisp, yet you touched what we wanted. Really appreciate that. Now we are going to go into the method of meditation. This meditation, Raj Yoga meditation, is open-eyed meditation because we need to learn to develop inner awareness to such an extent that we can maintain that awareness even while we are in action.
Sister Shubhra, you might want to make this into a slideshow.
Yeah.
On the bottom, yeah.
Or just increase the zoom level to 100. That'll work also.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt what you were doing.
Otherwise, I think it's good. We can still read it. No worries at all.
Yeah, the slideshow is somehow.
It's still readable. I think if you go to the bottom right at the very bottom, Shubhraji.
Okay.
And you'll see right there. Yeah, click right there. Where you were. Go to the left. Yeah, right there. That's it.
Okay.
There we go. And you may just need to switch to the slide. Yeah, perfect.
All right. Thank you, Bhaiya. All we needed was your help. You are the guiding angel, always.
No,
Thank you.
The message is more important than the way we see it. I think the message is beautiful.
Thank you, Bhaiya. So this is actually a positive way of life. We want to have or maintain that inner awareness at all times. So we will free our mind of negative thoughts and create thoughts of high quality. It is not about making the mind blank or stopping thoughts, because we cannot empty our mind completely at any given point in time for more than a few seconds. Rather, it's about transforming the quality of my thoughts. So that is the key. That's the key to Raj Yoga meditation. So sitting posture is sit comfortably. All you need to do is to sit upright, feet together, and legs uncrossed so that your subtle energies can flow unobstructed. Keep your vertical column, the spine upright. Focus attention is to let go of all the sounds and sights around you and turn your attention inwards. Focus your attention on the point in the middle of your forehead, in between your eyebrows. And that is where consciousness sits, Atman. If you observe your thoughts, the thoughts will slow down and gradually your mind will become more peaceful as your thoughts slow down. So we create very, very specific thoughts. We will create active thoughts of peace, purity. We will create active, elevated thoughts during this meditation to experience the feeling associated with these elevated thoughts. So now let us go into a small meditation session. Let us free our mind of negative thoughts. And create thoughts of high quality. It's not about making the mind blank or stopping the thoughts. Rather, it is about transforming the quality of my thoughts. This naturally slows the speed of thoughts. Meditation is a time to practice being fully aware of one's thoughts and creating very powerful, uplifting thoughts. So let's start. Make yourself comfortable and allow your body to relax. Sit straight. Check whether you're holding on to any tightness or stress in any part of your body. Let go of whatever you're holding on to. Start at your toes. Check for any tension in your feet, in your legs, in your hips. Check for tightness in your stomach, in your arms, in your hands. Completely relax your neck, your shoulders, your forehead, your face. Now you will find your body is relaxed. Pay attention to your breathing. Breathe out negative emotions. Breathe in peace. Breathe in peace. Breathe out negativity. Keep breathing deeply. Anxious thoughts make you feeling anxious and overwhelmed. Calm thoughts make you feel calm and in control. Now bring your focus within, into the middle of your forehead. Visualize a point of light, metaphysical energy, which animates, makes alive this physical body. Very gently have these thoughts that I am the energy controlling the body. I, the soul, I'm the owner of the body, master of the body. I'm light. I'm energy. My thoughts and feelings influence my body. My vibration has an effect on my health. I am a powerful soul. My every thought is positive. I'm peaceful. I'm stable. My peaceful vibrations are relaxing my body. I am a being of awareness, and through the physical eyes, I now observe the world outside. This world is crying out for peace, primarily wanting liberation from sorrow, especially the many souls who are enduring physical and mental trauma, pain, and ailment. The world is desperate for joy, especially those who are experiencing loss conflict, loneliness, sorrow, and suffering. For so many, our world is no longer a place of peace and love. Our quality of life is diminished. I look upon my world with mercy and compassion, and I create a pure wish for the world to be healed. With my strength of spirit, I send to the world the light and energy of peace. With my loving heart, I surround my world with loving feelings and good wishes. I create a sincere wish for all to live and work together in a loving community, just like we are doing today. I visualize all of us living in the highest spiritual values of love, respect, care, and cooperation. Today, we all together send special healing, loveful, and powerful vibrations to those souls and their families who are affected by coronavirus and many, many other ailments. In my mind, I see a joyful world, a world full of peace and love. A world free from disease, a world without sorrow and distress, where there's only the exchange of love and respect. I believe in the possibility of such a world. Our world once again will shine with happiness and grace. I want to recognize that I play a big part in bringing this world into being. I keep peace, love, and truth in my spirit forever. Om Shanti. I am a peaceful soul.
Thank you so much, Shubhraji. Now, I think we can open for questions.
Sure.
We have 10 minutes. So anybody who wants to ask question can unmute yourself. Let's see if there are any in the chat box.
So there was one from Mr. Sayedji. I think his question was, has there been any measures of the thought vibrations through EEG or others? Mr. Shetangsji, if you want to add anything to it, but I think there are a number of things, I think studies that have been done, like you mentioned in your talk about the Buddhist monks whose brainwave activity has been measured, but if anything you want to add to further provide examples of those?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So we know that brain activity is measured through EEG, but now things have evolved even more with PET scans and with functional MRIs, where we can actually see the changes in the metabolism or the activity in the brain in a structural form. And so when we, for example, let's go back to EEG, and we have seen that when we think fast, we know it for a very long time, when we think fast, then we have different set of waves that are created by the brain. we call them as beta waves. And when we are in deep relaxation, we have a different set of waves, which we call as delta waves or theta waves. So the beta waves have higher frequency. The delta waves and theta waves have lower frequency. So the frequency of thoughts in the mind determines the frequency of the EEG waves.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much for that answer there. Any others? I see a hand, Pratibha.
Thank you so much, Shubhaji, for giving that inspirational, and Dr. Agrawal, so many things we learned. And I just want to give my testimony. Several years ago, I had taken a course from Shubhaji, like I think about a 4 to 6 weeks course. And I think what she's mentioning about an overall practicing is just the practice, basically a living of life. You know, the daily life is based on what we do, what we practice, what we do, things like that. So I have a very personal, inclination towards these things, because it does give your health issue corrected. As Dr. Agrawal, I think you were mentioning about, as a biochemist and as a physiological scientist, I know recently I was able to study the impact of meditation on sleep and stress. And believe me or trust me, how medicine, of course, is there, but these practices, what you all are talking about, it really does have a lot of impact, but it does take time to be more inclined into your lifestyle, and if it does, then it does give you a lot of, in fact, I was studying a paper that how these kind of lifestyle can improve your skin quality, and also can improve your basic behavior, your blood pressure, a lot of other things, which I think a lot of people may not believe it, but scientifically it is being proven for something. And and based on these things, I'm more inclined towards studying a little more. And so thank you so much for doing that. And it is my personal, thank you to you, because that really created my lifestyle very, very improved, and my lot of health conditions got improved. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. for
yeah.
that comment.
Yeah.
You have to go ahead. No, you go ahead. That's right.
Thank you, Pratibhaji. You've always been an inspiration. I've seen you've done so much for the community at large. And your latest research, I can't wait to hear what you've done. I believe you'll be talking about it tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And thank you so much for your beautiful comments. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anjali, I think I see a hand from.
Yeah.
Before you go on to the other one, I just want to say a little bit about Dr. Gupta's comment about, that many times these changes in thoughts take a long time to manifest. But the reason for that is that we don't really turn that thought into a true belief. If we begin to believe truly, deeply in what we are thinking or what that thought is, then it will manifest quicker. As a physician, you know what's a placebo and what's a nocebo. And what happens is as soon as we believe deep inside that this medicine, if that is not even a medicine, that could be a sugar pill, a salt water, whatever it is, but we believe that it's going to help us, it's going to cure us, it's going to heal us, then it begins to heal us. It begins to create the change that we want in our bodies right away. It's not too prolonged. So what happens many times, we let the thought remain as a thought. We don't truly believe it. Yeah, to make it into a reality, in a quicker way, if you will, in a more realistic way. If you want your reality to be changed, then change that thought into a true belief.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Doctor. And next we have a question from Anjali Rao. Anjali, please go ahead.
Yes, I have so initially when we start doing meditation, is it okay to keep the eyes closed, because that is how I'm used to? So, and so what is it possible? Is it okay to initially keep the eyes closed?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
please do what works for
Sure.
you.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
The reason why we try to inspire people to do it with eyes open, there are many different reasons. And one of which is that we don't want you to lose contact with reality. Sometimes when we close our eyes and meditate, it's almost like a life of an ostrich. I don't know if you know how an ostrich behaves. When it sees danger, it will dig a small hole, put its head inside the hole. And the concept that the ostrich has is that if I can't see the danger can't see me. But that's not how life works. Yes, if I close my eyes, I can shut out the chaos that's happening in the world, and I can be at peace. But that you can have that. But as soon as you open your eyes, then you will feel the chaos again overwhelming your senses. So rather than that, if we keep our eyes open, then we will be able to experience peace despite what is going on. So it's a good practice to have. It may be difficult in the beginning. What I can inspire you to do is to keep your eyes not necessarily open, but a little bit open, half open, like if you have seen the image of Buddha, if you will, half open, and you can let your eyes rest on something neutral in front of you, like the carpet, like a candle, like a small light, something of that sort, something that doesn't hurt your eyes. You don't have to stare at something, but gently let your gaze rest on something that is neutral. And also think of it, you want to be able to experience peace all the time, right? Or do you want to just experience peace when you are in meditation? No, right? But what if, like, let me give you a scenario. Say you're driving on the freeway and you get news, some bad news of something, a family member or something of that sort. And at that time, you want to not react. You want to be able to remain stable, right? Because if you get unstable, then you might end up with an accident, right? Now, at that moment, if you close your eyes to maintain that peace, that inner peace, then you can't drive. Then you'll have to stop the car, which won't work either. So to be able to create peace 24/7, if you will, we try to create that practice of sitting with our eyes open when we are in sitting meditation.
right. That is correct. But excuse me, you follow this technique SOS, you said, or something like that. So that the stop, observe, and steer. That's what sister showed that chart. I'm sorry.
Right.
Slide. So
Right.
what I'm trying to say is here we are training our mind, we are training our thoughts not to think about bad things, or if we are thinking something which is not helpful for our health or for our being, then we are supposed to stop that thought. So in that case, so we are basically training ourselves to what kind of thoughts are going through our minds, and if they are bad thoughts or not good thoughts, then stop them at that level itself.
So even while you're cooking food, you want to be able to create positive thoughts, but can you cook food with your eyes open? Or sorry, eyes closed, with your eyes
but
closed?
I do some chanting when I say some mantra or listen to some Rama Raksha Stotra or whatever it is. So one more question I have real quick, can I ask you? You said that the thought has to change into a belief. So in psychiatric language, it's going to your subconscious mind. Is that what you are talking about?
Exactly.
How do you change your thought?
I mean, don't throw it as lemon as me.
How do you change your thought? No, there is nobody at my house. I'm alone here. So somebody else talked in between.
Right.
So how do you change your thought into a belief?
Yeah, that's what you yourself answered the question. I didn't get a chance to talk about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, and so on and so forth. But yes, yeah, letting the thought really permeate deep into your subconscious and conscious mind is what really makes it into a true belief.
Yeah.
And when it begins to change our reality.
So they,
You know, like for example, I'll give you an example right now. You know, say I ask you to visualize a lion. Yeah, you say, think of you opening the front door and you see a big lion roaring away, just about to pounce on you. Now, it won't really create much stress right now. Yeah, did your heartbeat go up?
no, if I was really, I
Right.
was
No, your
sitting by
heartbeat didn't go
myself and,
up.
yeah,
Your blood
sometimes yeah, go ahead, please.
No,
Sorry.
no, yes, your blood pressure didn't go up right now, right? Because you know where will the lion come, and it's just Shwetang speaking, you know. But if you begin to really make it into a belief, you know, that yeah, there could be a lion. Maybe you're living in a close to a circus. Maybe you're living in the middle of a forest, and there is a possibility. And in the past, lions have come to your doorstep. Yeah, so then when I'm saying this, and depending on how I'm saying it and how visual I'm making it for you, it can become your belief, and then you will start ending up, start having an increase in heart rate or increase in the stress response, if you will. Yeah,
That is very true.
adrenaline will get secreted, everything will get secreted. So similarly, what we have to do, like for the relaxation exercise that we do in Raj Yoga meditation, if I say, think of a nice place or an inner space where there is going to be silence, there's going to be peace, there's going to be a place where you can go into and experience the true essence of your being, that again may not make too much sense to you. You may not have that relaxation response. But as you begin to experience it, like when Sister Shubhra was doing the meditation experience, or you go to a place or you create a place where there is peace already, yeah, and or that energy is high, then many different suggestions can help you make that thought into a true belief and will give you the relaxation response that you're looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Shivamji,
Yes.
thank you, Anjali ji.
Yeah. Thank you
Thanks for
very
the-
much. Yeah.
So I think we are at the top of the hour here. If there are any questions, we still will be able to answer them offline. Please put in the chat. And I want to especially thank Shubhraji and Shivankji for their excellent talk today. I think I've listened to Shubhraji's, but every time I listen, I learn so much. Today, there's a few things I was noting: the nature, the anatomy of thoughts, the 4 types of thoughts and how they lead to the feeling and the vibrations. So thank you for giving us that insights and wisdom, and Shivankji for making it more scientific. I think it is very important as we all try to want to have some way of justifying why this thing happened. Has science proven it? So I think it was very important to bring that in front of us and see that this is not just a belief. This is something more than what we are now able to see the proof with the scientific research that has been done. So thank you again, both of you, for being part of this. And if there are any questions, I think you have shared the email address of Brahmakumaris. Please feel free to reach out. And there's a website also that we can post it here, and you can reach out to the website for any further meditations. There was one question that I want to see. I think it was Charlene who had said, Shubhraji, is it possible to obtain the words of Shubhraji's meditation? I'm assuming in English, maybe something that there's a translated translation of the meditation that you were giving. Is that possible?
Yes, I can definitely. If she can give you the email, Ajay Bhaiya,
yes,
I will send you the, or I can send it directly. If she's, I have posted my brahmakumaris.dayton email address, and she can just write to me, and I will send her the commentary.
Beautiful. That'll be excellent. So with that, I think today's session, which I think many of you have attended, both the morning and the evenings, have been just exceptional. I want to thank you all for joining this morning and this afternoon. We have a full session tomorrow. There are 2 sessions very similar to today, which are going to be presented by the Heartfulness. And then there are a lot of independent yoga masters who are Neeta ji, and there are quite a few, I don't know, Raviji, if you want to share the program for tomorrow, let's make sure people are aware that we have similar to 7 to 9 tomorrow morning, and then 4 to 6 in the evening as well. And we'll love to have you be part of it tomorrow once again.
Yes, that's well said, Ajayji. I think the main thing is that during this camp, you're going to be hearing everything. Every time you will be hearing something new. So it's not going to be no repetition. So there's a different team coming tomorrow morning, heartfulness meditation, and they will have explanation of the yoga and pranayam and meditation. And then there will be somebody there, one of their senior person, Joshua. He will be actually connecting from Delhi and give us some spiritual message and meditation. He'll walk us through meditation tomorrow, and then question answers. And then afternoon session, we have lot of local experts, Dr. Thakur and Dr. Pratibha Gupta and Dr. Vemana. They'll be giving some, and we have two local, our yoga experts, Julie and Neeta Tambe. They will be giving us some demonstration about some yoga asanas. So please come and join both sessions tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Once again, we appreciate there's a feedback form that you could click on and provide us feedback. That'll help us improve, as well as if there are certain sessions you would like to do in the future, we'll definitely be looking forward for your feedback. Once again, thanks for joining. Thanks, Shubhraji and Shivanshi, for your time and your energy today. Thanks.
Thank you, Jindalji and Khannaji. We
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you to the team. I wanted to say thank you to Ravi Bhai Saab, to Ajay Bhaiya, and to Arun Bhaiya. You really did a tremendous job in bringing this weekend program, and we really appreciate you making us a part of this. We feel very honored, very honored.
So much
is ours. Yeah, thank you for coming and doing it for us, because that's, we couldn't do a program without you.
Thank you for remembering us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
I just want to say we haven't received any link for tomorrow. Is it the same one?
Same
It's
link.
the same link. We'll have for
Same
both weeks.
timings, the same timings as well?
7 to 9 and 4 to 6 tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sharing my on my screen tomorrow's timings and a bit more of who we'll have. So if you want to take a quick look at it.
Will you email that to us so we can circulate it to other people as well?
I can. If you have RSVP, then I have your email. If not, if you want to put in the chat, I can make sure you get it.
I'm in Canada, and I know that a lot of our people would also like to attend.
Okay, give me, if you give us your email, I will send you the flyer which has all this information.
Excellent, because I have yesterday's, but not today's.
Okay, what's your email?
Shall I spell it out? Having a little challenge.
The chat. Can you get to the chat? It'll be quicker.
In the chat box, then I will send you that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And thanks everyone for joining. Have a good rest of the evening. We'll just stay on for just a bit to get the email from the chat, but
thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's my first name, last name @gmail.com. Chat is giving me.
Oh, that's okay. Let me make sure
I can tell us your first name, last name again.
CYRENE DAN for Nancy ERJEE @gmail.com.
Banerjee.
Hanji.
Cyrene Banerjee.
Perfect.
Okay.
So Cyrene Banerjee @gmail.com, but all together.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll send you that, and you can
yes,
spread it to others.
Get some more Canadians. Yes, we'll get some more Canadians on board tomorrow.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Loved it. Loved the program.
Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Logging off. Thanks. Bye.